Are you ready to buy some graded cards with your next milk and eggs delivery? There's a huge player looking to shake things up in the digital marketplace space. We're going to talk about that and more today on Cards on the Table. Hey everyone, welcome back to Cards on the Table, our fast-paced talk show about the world of news within the sports card hobby. We're back this week. I've got Doug. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Good to have you. We've got Carter back here, and we've got a whole bunch of topics to discuss today. We're going to start things out right away with a brand new marketplace. Another marketplace. Do we need another marketplace? We're going to talk about that, and this time it's Walmart. Now, there were some polls going around. Sports Card Nonsense threw up like a teaser post on Instagram a few days ago asking, if you knew a big company was coming in, who would you guess it is? I said Amazon or Walmart. I kind of knew about the news of Bob Means getting a new title. Bob, for those who don't know, used to work at eBay and headed up their collectibles division, and he went to Walmart, I don't know, like in the last year. Oh. He posted a new title on LinkedIn that said something to do with collectibles and Walmart, and that was kind of a tip. So I had a kind of inkling that that might be happening. Looks like they're going to be enabling businesses starting out, only businesses. So if you don't have an LLC or something set up, you won't be able to sell. But you can approve to sell items at walmart.com. As of right now, you have to have a tax ID. You can sell pre-owned items. You can sell, I think graded for sure, and maybe raw, as well as pre-orders, probably on sealed wax and products. It looks like there's going to be 0 seller fees for the first few months. This is interesting. I know mixed reactions from people. They're kind of wondering, like, is this going to work? Are they skeptical? Will you guys be scouring walmart.com now for cards? Is this good for the hobby? Doug, I'm going to start with you.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Walmart's not the first name I think of when it comes to our industry, to the hobby, outside of just retail products, right? Outside of blasters and megas and hangers or whatever the case may be. But I don't think of them in any other way in terms of marketplace. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. 0 seller fees might entice some people to enter that space, but I don't know how much traffic they're realistically going to get, at least early on, because again, I'm not going there to search for my slabs or anything like that. That said, I do have a friend, my friend Corbin, who went there and bought a blaster and hit a 1-of-1 Mbappe that just sold on Golden for over $30,000. So maybe this is the play. Maybe Walmart's been the play the whole time. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, because I also personally like my marketplaces to be specific to my industry, to my hobby, to my niche, because they need to have the right types of standards and different types of things that are specific to trading cards. Exactly. Whatever their certain return policies are and things like that, how is it going to apply to our industry as opposed to what you said earlier, milk and bread? So we'll see how it goes. I'm skeptical overall, but more competition is supposed to be good for the consumer, so bring it on, I guess.
Okay. Carter, what's your reaction?
I mean, I'm really excited about this. I mean, think about when Fanatics entered this space in a much bigger way a couple years ago, how excited people were, right? Like, this is kind of similar level of a company, right? Walmart's huge, right? The only difference is that Walmart is not directly involved in the sports space like Fanatics is, right? But this is encouraging, I think. I think having big companies like this enter our space is exciting. I think you're going to see a lot of things that we haven't seen before from a company like this. I think they're going to think outside the box. They have the resources to do big things that a lot of companies in our space don't, right? This is kind of going head-to-head with eBay in a way, right? I think it's similar where like Fanatics sees an opening in the industry around marketing, right? They've talked about how marketing has been a big issue. I think in a way there's been issues with marketplaces, right? Like, I mean, people have said concerns about, poor sellers on eBay, right? And stuff arriving poorly or stuff arriving not, authentic. And that's why eBay implemented so many new things like they have here recently. So it's really exciting. I think Walmart's going to do a lot of great things. But I'm just eager to know what they're going to do at this point.
This is not a simple space to enter. Getting the right infrastructure set up and everything, the data models set up on your website to buy and sell, have effective e-commerce. The first thing that came to mind for me was just data ingestion. This would be interesting data to get into market movers to compare and contrast prices. I'll be curious to see how many singles sell versus continued sale product. What I do know is when you go to Walmart and you search for things, you'll often get this huge list of stuff, and it's sort of like it being drop shipped to you from, fulfillment's done externally. It's not done by Walmart. So this maybe gets exposure of cards to people who are shopping just for other things, bicycles and baseballs. all of a sudden they have these things pop up. Oh, maybe I'll get this for my son. Maybe it's a different audience, draws people in, helps 10x the hobby. It could be a really good thing. We'll see. So I'm going to switch over now, and we're going to talk about the Cards HQ website, CardsHQ.com. First of all, we got some big news coming up this month. There's 4th of July festivities this weekend. I believe starting Thursday, running through the weekend. They're going to do barbecue, pizza, wings, free packs, and in some of the days. If you want the full details, go check out our Instagram for Cards HQ Shop and look for all those details. And make sure to go check out CardsHQ.com. Tons of good cards. I know you guys have your eye on a few different things. Carter, what are you looking at?
Man, I got my eye on a 2008 Topps Chrome Jamal Crawford gold refractor. I love 2008 Topps Chrome. I love any Topps Chrome basketball. I'm so excited for it to come here. You come back soon through Topps. But Jamal Crawford, one of the best six-men
Top 5
ever.
crossover all time, probably?
Incredible.
Doug, what about you?
I've got to admit, I don't spend a lot of time on the Cards HQ website because I'm in Cards HQ. So browsing around today, I saw 2020 Topps Chrome Sapphire Bundesliga, Jude Bellingham. He's key right now for England in the Euros. It's a yellow sapphire out of 99 PSA. Pretty sweet card.
Beautiful. I like Justin Verlander, great Tigers pitcher. There is a Bowman Sterling rookie refractor BGS 9.5 that's absolutely beautiful. And on top of it, if you go to cardshq.com, you can use code SUPPLIES right now to save 10% off of some of the best priced supplies anywhere on the internet already. Save another 10%. So go to cardshq.com and check that out. All right, we're doing something a little bit different now on the Market Movers YouTube channel. We're putting our heads together with our video team, and they came in and they said, you know what, we've got this great show floor. Let's try to engage the audience a little bit more. So I went out there. I got away from the desk finally, which was really nice. And I got out into the show floor, and I went through and I talked about how I look for deals, how I scour for cards using both Market Movers as well as just the physical floor to look at cards, comp them out. I was really pleased to see a lot of things were very fairly priced, Carter. Well done. And so that was really exciting. So I want to know from you, Doug, kind of what's your approach when you come into any card shop, not just Cards HQ? How do you figure it out? How do you identify what you're looking for? Tell me about your experience with LCSs.
My approach to card shops is a lot different than any other type of buying that I do. And the reason is I look for raw singles more in a card shop than I do anywhere else. The reason being, I've got time. You go to a card show, for instance. There's people everywhere. It's, there's millions of tables to look at. There's not a lot of space. I'm really just kind of looking at showcases and going from the next showcase to the next showcase to the next showcase. If I'm buying online, I'm usually not buying raw. A lot of times I just assume those didn't make the cut for grading, and that's why they're posted online. Unless there's really good photos, maybe if I can really tell, by the quality of the photo that I can maybe grade that. But when I'm in a card shop, I've got time, especially Cards HQ, you can pull up a chair. You can pull up a stool and spend time going through dollar bins, going through boxes, looking and evaluating the quality of the card. That's actually the only time I really dabble in a lot of raw singles is when I can go to an LCS.
Nice. Carter, how are you guys working to continuously make it easier for people to shop? I know you've been moving things around, you're experimenting, you're tweaking. And talk a little bit about the challenges of just keeping pricing up to date when you have them out statically on the show floor.
Right. It's been really exciting recently. We recently just added 4 more showcases to the floor, so it's 8 total inserts, right, front and back. So it's an exciting time right now. We've finally been able to merge raw and graded for sports, in here in the back. But our main goal is to kind of be budget friendly towards the consumer, right? So we do that by sorting by price. You probably found that when you were walking around in your video that we sort things by price. So when people are like, hey, I'm looking for Michael Jordan. Oh, great. The first question our associates are trying to ask, oh, what's your budget? Oh, $50. Great. Let me take you to this $50 showcase. This is where we're going to have the Jordans in your budget range, right?
Yeah.
And then say we don't have a Jordan, but they're still looking in their budget range. So maybe they see a Scottie Pippen or something that they like, right? So when it comes to the repricing aspect of it, we have a really good inventory team. Jimmy, our inventory manager, he keeps up with our inventory.
Jimmy's awesome.
Yeah. So anything that exceeds over 3 weeks, he can see that in our inventory system. So then we know we got to go search for those cards. All right, those cards we probably need to reprice, right? Because we've had them now too long. So we'll go through that process. We do that probably once a week at this point. But it doesn't happen too often because we try to price fairly, so we sell through inventory pretty well here in store and online now at CardsHQ.com.
It has been very dangerous for me to work here because I'm always out looking and I'm seeing things that I've been after, but also things I didn't know existed, right? You get that exposure in front of you, and that's a dangerous game to play. But to your point, there's not a time throughout the day, where I don't see one of the associates with a glass showcase open doing something, adding new inventory, repricing. So Go check out CardsHQ.com, and you gotta check out Market Movers if you want to collect the moment. Check this out.
And he's safe at second. I mean, this kid's going to make history this year. 50 stolen bases already on the season.
And he goes for 51. Safe.
Let's go.
And the pitch. And a deep fly ball.
This guy's going to hit 40 home runs this year.
And he goes safe at second.
63 stolen bases. Fly ball. Home run number 40. With just 9 more games in the season, can he get steal number 70? He goes. There it is. He did it. A 40-70 season. Numbers we never knew we would see in the game of baseball.
Can I trade this card for all these cards?
All right, if you want to collect the moment, if you want to clear out their inventory with that one big purchase, go to marketmoversapp.com and use promo code COTT for Cards on the Table. You'll save 20%, but first, you'll get 14 days completely free to try it out. Marketmoversapp.com, COTT code at checkout. We're switching gears to our mailbag, and these are always a little bit fun, different type of topics, and the first one is something new-ish. Vending machines for graded cards. So this was originally reported by Real Casino Kings and posted. The first video has 2.9 million views as of recording this video. $50, and you're given a mystery PSA 10 card from the vending machine. You can pick between sports and Pokemon. So they did Pokemon the first time. They got a Charizard worth about $30 to $35. Second was a Sudowoodo. I never really knew. I know what Pokemon that is. I don't know how to say it. Worth $25. And then a Drowsy, the infamous psychic Pokemon, for $30. And then finally a Sandygast, $30. So 4 times in, $200 in. Didn't really make their money back, $110, $120. So we reached out to PSA for a comment. They said that these are owned and operated by a grading partner and a dealer, Cannon Rock. These are test run by the company. Doug, I know you like to dabble. You're a Vegas guy. You like to go and play. You like to dabble. What are your thoughts on this overall? Is this a good idea for people? Are they sort of capitalizing on the environment in Vegas? What say you?
Yeah, 100% they're capitalizing on the environment, because I believe the first person I saw do this wasn't even someone who was into cards.
Yeah.
They're making this video just because they thought it was interesting. I've seen a few people make these videos now, and I've seen 5 or 6, not a ton of cards, very small sample size, come out of these machines, and all of them have been in that $30 price range. I've not seen a single person get their $50 back. So I'm curious, is there a chase? Like, do they post?
There has to be. I think. I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
Is there like a...
So is there a way, there's a digital display as a part of this machine. Can you see what a chase card is? Can you see what a checklist is?
Yeah.
And then we start getting into, well, this is kind of the thing with repacks in general, right?
Right.
How transparent are you? Because if there's no chase involved in this and everybody's getting the $30 card, that's not great. And it's giant PSA labels all over this machine. It's going to make PSA not look great, because they're going to just assume PSA is ripping people off with repacks. Repacks are fine as long as you're super transparent about what's available. Someone like Arena Club, for instance, who you can see every tier and percentage for each card that you can pull, who has a buyback program. Things like that are fine, but repacks are kind of taking over the hobby a little bit now, taking over card shows, and not all of them are on the up and up. Some of them feel pretty scammy.
Right.
So
here's what I want to know. If you pull these cards, would they ever partner with Steve Aoki or Benihana and trade your cards in for some food or something? I don't know.
To get a
you gotta
cake,
have a way to cash it in, right?
to get a cake in the face,
Yeah,
right?
Carter, what do you think about this?
Well, first off, the vending machine industry is innovating like crazy. I mean, we have those vending machines that have wax boxes, right?
The fan stand.
Yeah,
or something
very
like that.
cool. Yeah, fan stand, and then I see vending machines that make pizzas right in front of you, right? Like those robots and stuff. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, this is encouraging, right? I mean, any place it's kind of similar to Walmart. Like, we're trying to get to more of those general consumers out there, right? So putting vending machines in foot traffic places like in Vegas, like this is cool, right, for cards, and this is encouraging. But I'm with you. Around repacks, there's got to be transparency. So that's my curiosity here, because right now I don't really see it currently from what I've seen online. So time will tell how this will go. It's cool though. I like anything that puts cards in front of more general consumers, foot traffic, whether it's virtual or physical. I'm all for it.
I'd want to know a little more about the algorithm within the machine. Like, how does this actually work? It's there's a slot machine aspect to it. And what if I'm standing here and I see somebody hit the chase card? Now I'm walking away, right? So the biggest concern that I have is this invites more regulation, potentially. This is like the number one come on regulation, and I don't want regulation. I think it slows things down. It's going to create more fees. We'll see. Let us know down in the comments what you think about these vending machines. Do you think it's a bad idea? Is it a scam? Are you up for it? Let us know down below. Last mailbag here. This is an interesting one, although not something we haven't seen before. Panini launches Caitlin Clark collection. We talked last week, in the last couple of weeks, about Panini kind of squeezing every last ounce out of some of the basketball and football stuff. Caitlin Clark is about as big of a name as Victor Wembanyama, so not surprising to see a dedicated product. This isn't the first time we've seen this. In this case, she becomes the only female athlete to have her own trading card set. She worked with Panini to create 15-card highlights set. Inserts include Crunch Time, School Colors, Campus Legends, Prism Fearless, Mosaic, Razzle Dazzle. Those are cool. And SP On Campus, which is like a downtown, I guess.
Yeah.
These are going to be available at Target, Hy-Vee, and Walmart. What do you guys think of exclusive sets for athletes? Carter, they did a T-Law set a few years ago. Did you pick any of those up? Are those worth anything now? Are single athlete products a good idea? What do you think?
I don't mind single athlete products. I mean, I think for someone like Caitlin Clark, I think it's great, right? I think Caitlin Clark is a more prominent athlete than someone like Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was just another top QB prospect of that time frame, right, in college football. So I think props to Panini here. I think this is great. I think there's going to be a lot of fans who are going to be encouraged to this. I like that it's actually going into stores like Target, right? So, generally these cards in history don't hold great value, right? But I don't mind. I think this is great. I don't think this is even Panini pushing out and trying to stretch things out. I just think this is, I think this is a good product just to provide for customers that are just true fans and want to collect. Right, exactly. And so I think, theming it around highlights as well is really encouraging. And I think they're doing this the right way. So I like this. I'm a fan of it.
I do like products or inserts that highlight moments when they capture them. What do you think of this, Doug?
I like this one in particular. I think it's cool for Caitlin Clark to have this collection. You mentioned, Trevor Lawrence was just another quarterback, maybe the best of his class, but just another quarterback. We get them every year. Whereas this is the first time we've had a female athlete, and in her case, a transcendent athlete, getting their own set here. And another thing about Caitlin Clark is she's not going to have rookies in 100 different sets like Trevor Lawrence did. She's going to have Prism and Donruss and probably a few others. And granted, she's had some Bowman U stuff and some stuff with Topps, some collegiate stuff. But there's not going to be nearly as many Caitlin Clark products out there like there would be for Trevor Lawrence. So I think something like this, it makes it a little bit better as well. And really cool kind of iconic inserts like Downtown probably will hold up over time.
Yeah.
Or that version of Downtown, they probably will hold up over time. And I think this opens the door for more cool, female collaborations, and we can kind of start going down that path. There's always has to be a first, and this is a good first step.
Is this just going to fuel the envy and resentment of other WNBA players who keep trucking her and running her over mercilessly? Who knows? I want to know from you guys, they those little tins, like the commemorative tins that have the NBA athletes on front of them at like the retail stores. If I put myself in these shoes and I wanted like an athlete, I'd love to see like a dedicated Barry Sanders set, throwback set or something. Give me one athlete, I'll put you on the spot who you'd like to see a dedicated set for. I'll start with you, Doug.
Bo Jackson. I've already got every Bo Jackson junk wax era card. Give me a dedicated set of those.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice. What about you?
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. Okay, so
running back too.
Two big running backs who were known to run a few guys over, and I'll go with Barry Sanders, and we'll complete the trifecta.
There we go.
Let's get a Walter Payton and Gale Sayers, and we'll be good to go. That does it for this week's Cards on the Table. Thanks so much, as always, for joining us. Jeff will be back next time around. Until next time, happy investing, keep on collecting, and make sure to have fun.